please.
No. You gotta go like this.
Karen Wazen is not just an influencer, she's an entrepreneur, she's a mother, and she's building a successful business. She's a person that a lot of people relate to. She talks about her authenticity. She talks a lot about being vulnerable and really sharing her life story with everyone, bringing them into her home so you feel like she's your best friend.
It's an amazing day, I think, for space as a whole, for the space industry.
It's never who you think it is.
Oh no, that one makes sense.
Living life, every day, late at night, not okay, all I want.
Yes, salam. Hey, the sons of Yusuf. Ha.
Okay. So, I mean, there's no need for an introduction for both Luch and Karen, but they're both very successful within their own right. Luch in his old business, and currently now how he works with Karen. And Karen, I mean, obviously one of the biggest names in social media, has a huge global footprint as well, not just in the region.
Before social media, I used to like help out because before she always used to like taking pictures. Like, I don't know if it's call it a hobby or something she really liked to do. So we used to travel a lot when we were long distancing.
Yeah.
And she used to live in London, so we used to go to London, and from London it used to be like a hub of our destinations. So we used to travel to like Rome, Paris, Barcelona, and we used to always go walk around with a tripod. So imagine before even like social media and all that, we used to like set up a tripod with like a proper camera, photography.
Yeah, there were no iPhones at the time.
There were no iPhones,
so.
I know. It was like, there were iPhones, but without like a clear camera. So we used to set up a tripod and then take pictures on timer of me and her, and she used to come back and make books as a memory. So I think my support started before even social media, just me having the patience to doing that, because trust me, we're like one of the few people on the streets of, like, let's say Barcelona, having a tripod and in the middle of a crowd taking pictures. So,
and that's cool because, I mean, I feel with a lot of people, their partner that's not really into it would just be like, come on, I don't want to take another photo, even when they're tourists and traveling. So to kind of have that support that when Luch stepped in. But when did it become, for you, when did you start feeling like it was a business, Karen, and it wasn't anymore just fun, putting photos on social media for fun? And was it automatically something that Luch said, you know what, let me help you with this, or kind of like, you do your own thing, I'm just going to continue to do my work?
I have to say the first time I kind of felt it was getting a little bit serious was, I would say, even before I had a first request with a financial reward coming out of it. So I started taking this seriously when I started to feel that my audience was growing, that I was getting people who didn't know me personally to be interested in, you know, my photos or my life, and asking more questions about where I was or what I was wearing, or, you know, at the time this was kind of more of my focus. It was really just to show a little bit of my life. And when I started to feel that my audience was growing, I started to feel that there is interest, I felt, okay, this is something serious. But that was all before a brand ever got in touch. And when a brand did get in touch, I mean, personally, I didn't even know that this was something, a business, even across the world, not just in our region. You know, I didn't know how something like that would work. Like, why would someone pay you for photos? I didn't get it. But when a brand reached out, I remember being super excited. At the time, I mean, we already had 3 children, and Dubai is an expensive city. And I kind of always felt that all the pressure, financially at least, was on Luch, and I wanted to really help out. And also, it kind of made me feel that what I was doing wasn't a waste of time, if you want. So something is coming back, not just a satisfaction. Yeah, and not just a personal satisfaction to me, but actually something that I'm bringing into the family as well. So at that point, I remember being super excited. I knew how excited and happy Luch would be for me. So obviously, he's the first person I called up, and I told him I just got like a really cool email, and they actually want to pay me for something that I love to do, which is, I think, a blessing, because it's not everyone who finds so much pleasure in what you do. So he was super supportive, to be honest, from the beginning. And I think one thing I want to add, which is not just Lucha's support in terms of the patience that he had, but unfortunately we live in a society and almost maybe a culture where there are certain expectations from a man, and that does not fall under a man's expectations to kind of pose with his wife or stop whatever he's doing to, take a photo, because like he said, it's not everybody who loves it. And I would say I don't think he loved it. He was doing it because it made me happy. So I think that was also something that is worth pointing out, which is him having to kind of stand up against his friends or society and be like, yeah, I'm cool with that, and it's not everyone who does that.
I kind of wanted to touch on that too. So obviously we're in the Arab world, so a lot of what you're talking about is not a standard practice of partnership, right? So Luch, you were one of the first to kind of take that on, to say, you know what, I will stand behind my wife and support her when she wants to do these things. I will be in front of the camera and behind the camera, kind of helping. How did you move from dealing with that criticism or society backlash or the wrath from society to kind of say, I don't understand? How does Karen take on this role, and how is Luch taking on a support role, if that's what they want to call it, because they don't really know what role you're taking on, right? I know what you do behind the scenes for the eyewear brand and for the KE partners, your new venture together. But how have you overcome the society's backlash?
There wasn't like backlash from society. It was more backlash from friends. And it wasn't like the backlash, it was more backlash of like banter. You know how guys are, we're in a group, a WhatsApp, so they'd post a picture, which I was with Karen, and they'd make fun of me a bit. Yeah. And haha, he, everyone would laugh and make fun, but
look who's laughing now.
Sooner or later, like when you start growing, you see there's actually like a purpose. And then quietly, those people who used to make fun of you start saying, like, bravo, look what they've accomplished actually from like something so simple and which we thought was silly at the beginning. But now look where they are. And trust me, no one is like making fun anymore.
Like, of course.
Can we skip to the good part?
What would you say to people who obviously would judge you from your social media, and they would say that you're a bimbo or naive or happy-go-lucky or too perfect or no depth? Because I'm sure, I'm not saying that I'm saying that about you. I know that you've studied psychology, and we've had nice conversations. I'm saying I know how people can jump to that quickly because they need to not diminish you but dilute you or diet you down because you look too perfect in every aspect and content. No, something has to be wrong. She's a bimbo.
Yeah.
What would you say?
To those people, I would definitely say that they don't know me well enough. I'm not sure if that's a lack of communication from my part, but people who have followed me for a while are still following me, and that is because they have actually gotten to know me beyond my photos, beyond my videos. They probably follow me on my Insta stories where I have a side to me that's very open. I speak without makeup on. I share struggles and personal stuff about my life. But yeah, I mean, it definitely crosses my mind, and I often analyze and think, am I selling or showing something that might seem a bit unrealistic or too perfect to people, and might that be something negative on people? Because the last thing that I want is for my profile to affect people negatively. The whole point of what I do is because I want to spread positivity, because this is the kind of person that I am. Even in my surrounding, I just like people to feel comfortable and happy around me. So when I hear these things, it actually gets me a bit frustrated, and I analyze, I'm like, am I doing something wrong?
what should I stop doing, or should I explain myself? And I'm sometimes afraid to explain because I feel like it's almost like I'm justifying, and I don't want to come off as someone who's justifying, which is why this is the perfect place to speak about these things. I definitely don't consider myself a bimbo. I definitely don't consider myself happy-go-lucky. I am a happy person, but that's not because it's not, yeah, God has given me a lot of blessings to be happy, but I also work very hard on being a happy person. I've been through a lot of difficult things, a lot of difficult parts in my life, and
that
things.
Put you in a hiccup right there. You're thinking of all the things.
No, yeah, I've been through a lot in my life, like every other, person. I'm pretty sure everyone has had bumps in their lives, and I've had a few, and I've always had a natural defense mechanism not to fall into that negativity, and actually to snap out of it and to try and see what's going on positively and to focus on these things.
Do you think, Karen, you're a people pleaser?
Yeah, I was. It's in my nature. I'm very sensitive to energy. So if someone around me is uneasy or not well, I feel like I need to go to that person and make sure that they're okay and okay with me. So I definitely have this in my character. My friends used to make fun of me all the time, like, who cares if this person's upset with you? And I would be thinking the whole time, did I say something wrong? Did I upset them? Obviously, I've grown a lot and learned a lot that I cannot please everyone, especially in the line of business that I'm in. I'll get married for now. And I made sure when I got married that I was marrying someone that I genuinely could see growing up with, learning from him. And this is exactly who we are today. I mean, people might look at my relationship and think that it's fake, or it's too good, or what, you guys don't fight or whatever. Yeah, maybe I don't show me and my husband fighting on Instagram, but of course we argue, we quarrel, like sisters do, like brothers do, like, anyone does.
How would you describe your relationship with your parents?
We're very close, actually. Especially with my mom. My mom is like my best friend, really. Like, she's been someone who's been so constantly supportive in my life, from me being at school to me being now to getting married. Like, she's always been, not only with me, even with my friends, with my siblings. My mom is a very strong woman, someone I look up to so much, and I think people know that because I've mentioned it several times. She's very hardworking. Has her priorities set all the time. I really don't know. Like, sometimes I feel I'm looking up to someone who's a bit too perfect in my eyes. But it's always good to know that I have a strong woman in my life.
And you mentioned they're divorced.
And they're divorced, yeah.
You think that bothered you at a young age?
I don't remember that part of my life at all, actually. This part really was like a blur. I don't even remember how I found out my parents were getting a divorce. I think my mom, I don't know, really. Like, I also feel that I have a defense mechanism, which is when something from the past is like, maybe hurt me, I just erase it. And
but do you believe you erase it? Okay, since you're Miss Psychology, do you believe you erase it, or you archive it in your subconscious?
Yeah, I'm sure it's somewhere, somewhere there, yeah.
Then one way maybe for us to kind of investigate is
you really want to go deep here.
How were your relationships?
Yeah.
Your love relationships.
Yeah. I've had like maybe 3 relationships in my life.
That you would call serious.
So I would call that serious. I've always had long relationships. I've never had they've always been like 2 years, 3 years now.
So let's label the first 2.
The first, it was high school, so I won't really.
Puppy
it was
love?
Very it was. We loved each other, but we were in high school. Second one was very tough, actually. I had a really, really bad relationship. My second relationship was.
What is bad?
It was bad because I wasn't me. I wasn't allowed to be me. He didn't allow me to be me. He wanted me to be who made him comfortable, who made him happy. He was a bit like. He loved me a lot, or loved me. At the time I thought it was love, but he loved himself, I would say. And he made me change a lot of my personality. I was afraid of people because he was afraid of people. So he would rub off all his insecurities on me. So I wasn't allowed between classes in university to sit and mingle because was going to get a questionnaire of who did you see, why did you say hi to this, why did you do that, how long did you stay after this, and I always felt like I was doing something wrong without doing anything. And so he was a bit of a jealous guy.
Or more,
I
would use the word insecure more than
he
jealous.
was very insecure, yeah, very, very. And I wanted to please him, going back to the people's pleaser. I wasn't strong enough to be like, hey, I'm not doing anything wrong. Let me live my life as long as I'm not doing anything wrong to you. I wasn't strong enough. I was afraid. I was afraid, and I almost believed what he would tell me. So he would tell me that, let's say, I'm nothing without him, and when he breaks up with me, I'm worthless, and I'm someone now because of him. He would tell me these things, and almost like I knew that I wasn't, because I have a very strong family who always like.
But if it's gradual, you do end up believing.
Yeah,
it.
I did believe that it was like I lost so much weight in the relationship. I wasn't well. It was like a very bad period of my life, very honestly. And I was always worried about him, because also I felt like if I was going to leave. So he told me that he would tell me that if he left me, I would end up being nothing. But I knew that if I left him, he would be nothing. So I was afraid to leave him also, because I knew that without me, he wasn't going to function in society. But in the end, I had to choose me. And it was very tough, but I was like,
so you think it was mentally abusive?
Yeah.
Not physically?
Physically.
Not physically.
But a bit, yeah.
Also physical. And that's telling,
yeah.
I would say, because that's why I wanted to ask you about, is it the direct relation to a divorced family?
No, I don't think it's absolute.
I don't think we can answer that, and probably
anyway,
not.
I really don't think it has, I don't know, but I wouldn't think it has anything to do. I just have, because now I'm with my husband, and when I met my husband and he was the way he was, I was like, what? Like, this exists? This like normal guy who trusts me and doesn't ask me 20,000 questions.
You're not used to it.
I wasn't used to that. I thought I thought relationship meant, and I was always, I told you I always looked at the positive. Even in that relationship, I'd always be like, yeah, but at least he doesn't cheat on me. At least he loves me. At least I'm always his priority. At least, in the end, I'm like, I don't.
We justify.
Yeah, I was just always telling myself that
about
it wasn't
Luch.
that bad. Yeah.
How's your marriage behind the scenes?
Good. I almost feel like sometimes people don't believe it because we want to believe that it's not. You know what I mean? Like when you watch a movie, you're like, yeah, it's just in the movies because it's just, because it makes you feel better about yourself when you think that it's not real. Of course, we have a lot of moments that obviously I don't show on camera, and we argue, and sometimes he thinks I'm like irresponsible, and I am, and sometimes I think he like gets angry too quickly, which doesn't make, which I feel like, why are you getting angry? Like it doesn't matter, I'm also very like berde. I'm cold as a person. I'm not like, and he's different. He gets like, he would get angry quickly, but then he will get calm quickly. He'll go calm quickly. It takes me a long time to get angry, but when I do, I need a lot of like.
Who eats the most? Who is the naughtiest? Who likes to sleep the most? Who likes his mommy the most? Who likes his daddy the most? Who likes to watch TV the most? Who is the messiest? Who is the loudest? Who will most likely be an athlete? Who gives the best hugs?
He's just this person.
So would you say you are fairly genuine with your content? Whatever we see is Karen?
Whatever you see is me. There's other sides of me that you don't see.
Yeah, of course, you're not going to show you're down or really
because not only that, because when I'm, not because I don't want to show it, but because when I'm in those phases, when I'm arguing with my husband or when my kids are throwing tantrums, I don't have my phone there. I'm just attending to them. But if I had a 24-hour camera, I wouldn't mind if people saw that reality as well. But I can't do it. Like, what am I going to show you? People of, wait, Georgie, cry louder. Hey, your sister again. Myself. And whoever wants, if I wasn't a good example of the Arab world, if they felt I wasn't a good representation, Arab girls follow me. They follow me for a reason. There is something about me, about who I am, that they feel they identify with. Yeah. It doesn't have to be me as a full. They don't have to identify with the way I dress, but they can identify to me as a mother. They don't have to identify my relationship with my husband, but they could identify to the way I dress or where I travel or whatever it is. You don't have to identify to someone as a full. You can find things in a person. And also I get criticized that I don't speak in Arabic, and that's not a good representation of an Arab woman. And they think I'm not proud. I get criticized a lot that you're not proud, you're ashamed, and that's why you speak in English. That's so false, because I'm so proud to be Arab. To me, being Arab goes way beyond a language. Being Arab is in the way I am as a mom and the way I am with people around me. It's in my way of life and my way of thinking. I'm Arab. I'm fully Arab. Both of my parents are.
Parents edition. Who makes better food? Who likes to sleep more? Who lets you watch TV more? Who eats more chocolate? Who likes sports more? Who is more messy? Who makes more jokes? Who gives the best hugs?
Hey guys, so long overdue. Today we will finally be doing a house tour, and it's going to be hosted by my children. This is also an exercise for them to have to welcome guests and show them around the house. Not yet, Mama. When I ring the doorbell, you open, okay?
Welcome.
Thank you. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Okay.
Can you please show me around the house?
You're in the kitchen.
Oh,
And we eat here, and I sit here.
yeah.
Here.
Okay, nice.
And older, and mommy sits here, and daddy sits there.
Okay, this is a nice kitchen. Thank you. And
here's
now,
the TV room,
this is the TV room.
where we sit down and watch TV. And
Yeah.
this is
Who
the-
sits here the most?
Mommy and daddy.
Mommy and Daddy sit here the most. That's correct. We have some cute frames. I actually love this. It's the photo of the TV room inside the TV room. And then, sorry, it's a little bit of a mess, but this is the wall unit.
Here where we
This is the living room.
Here where daddy and mommy sit so much.
We sit a lot here. It's a light from Christmas. Mama, are we in December? This is the living room. We only spend time here when we really have visitors over. Georgie. This is actually a TV, but it's called the frame, and it can turn into any artwork that we like. So we picked this because we think it goes with the house. This is actually one of my favorite couches in the house. All our furniture is from Vivre in Lebanon, Vivre Beirut, and shoes off booby, shoes off boo boo. Also one of my favorite pieces. And here we actually got them for Christmas, but we kept them. This is the outdoor area. Here is the dining room area. It's still a little bit of a mess. Not a mess, but like these aren't supposed to be like that. We have some plants. I love these chairs. I'll take you guys to the outdoors later. First, we're gonna go back up. Also, the kids, by the way, love to scrape the candles, so they always kind of look like that. Okay, guys, can you please take me up?
Okay. That's come.
Come on, guys.
And I love this light so much.
You like it?
And I love the stairs.
Okay, now we're going
And I
to...
love this one.
You like this?
And I can make him
No climbing. What are you gonna show me now?
the baby.
The playroom, okay. This is my study area.
We
Okay.
did so much painting. Come see.
Okay.
Here. Here's the thing. Close your eyes.
My eyes are closed.
So put the camera there.
Is this all your art?
I did that.
This is the play area. I think you guys have seen enough of it on my stories. This is the dollhouse now that they love playing with.
Oh yeah.
First, whose bedroom?
Mom, Daddy's bedroom, and this is my bedroom.
Nice. This is such a nice bed you guys have. So this is Carly's bed and this is Kay's bed.
This is my dresses.
Your dresses. My mom has an architect. She's an architect, and she has an architecture company, and they designed actually the bed, and I love it because it's super practical. So this is a desk. It opens like all the way out. You have the drawers here. The steps are also made out of drawers. This is an extra bed in case they have a sleepover. This is supposed to be storage, but it ended up being a hiding
This is my
place.
balcony.
Yeah. Hi, Jojo.
Hi.
This is Georgie's room. We're gonna add some shelves here to put all his Lego because Georgie has a lot of Lego. These are the cupboards and...
I'm making this up. I am makeup artist.
You're a makeup artist?
Yes.
Now this is mommy and daddy's room. We have a personalized wall unit, personalized bed sheets, and a dreamer's sign. This is our walk-in closet. So here is my clothes, my shoes, Lucha's shoes. This is the bathroom. This is the shower. And this is where I do my makeup. This is my water bottle. Where did you guys hide my water bottle? These windows don't actually open, they're just like glass. And this is the only one that opens to the outdoor area. This is our outdoor area. Yes.
Oh, we have to close the door.
Okay, you're right. Close the door. Thank you, Georgie. You were a great host. Bye-bye.